So Garrett, nice to have you come in today. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Doing alright.
Doing alright?
Yeah.
Did you have any problems finding my office today?
No, I just plugged it into my phone and it was able to kind of get me where I needed to be. So, but other than that, not bad.
Well, I'm glad that you're able to make it.
Thanks.
And thanks for showing up a little bit early. I saw you in the waiting room, so thanks for making it on time.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Have you had any experiences with counseling or therapy before?
No, this is my first experience, my first time. So
Cool, me too. No, I'm kidding. I've done this before, so no worries. So the way I like to work, so we'll have about 20 minutes or so to talk a little bit about what brought you in today, and kind of like what you want to get out of therapy. Maybe set some goals, if you're up to it. And then we'll continue the meeting if you choose to do so. Preferably like next week.
okay.
But I like to maintain a casual environment. I'm not going to be like sitting here and you lay on a couch kind of thing. That's way back in the day. Very casual in our approach. And I just want this to be an open space for you to be able to share and be able to make the most use of your time here.
Okay.
With that being said, there are a few things that I need to cover before we get started. So first off, anything you say in here is confidential. That will remain between you and me. However, there are a couple stipulations in which I would need to report any items to authorities or your emergency contact. That is being if you have intentions to harm yourself or others, or if you've harmed a vulnerable population such as kids, adolescents, or elderly adults or disabled individuals. And with that, we need to make a call, and hopefully we could do that together. And just by law, I have to mandatorily report that.
Okay.
But I want this to be a safe space for you to be able to share. Even if those things come up, I just want you to know beforehand what would need to take place if we discuss that. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions?
Can you what's the vulnerable population?
So it's anyone like kids or elderly adults or individuals who are disabled.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does that make a little more sense?
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
more sense.
So it's just those populations that have to report it. But everything else will maintain confidentiality between you and me in this room.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about those or in general before we even get started?
Not really. So I think I explained it, so I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So tell me a little bit about what brought you in and what made you decide to come into therapy today.
Just been having some trouble. Just my recently my wife left, and took the kids away, and I've just been struggling to handle it because just of what it's kind of done to me, and so I'm just kind of, she's left, and I'm just struggling to kind of move on. I mean, we'd been fighting for a couple months, and she'd always kind of made the I'm gonna leave, and I don't think I really ever took her seriously. And then one day I came home from work, and a lot of her stuff was gone, and the kids were gone, and she just left, and she took them to her parents' house, and they live in St. George, and so it's kind of just shoot.
So it was kind of like a blindside for you that
Yeah.
this all happened so suddenly?
I mean, I guess she's made the threats or so, but I just I guess the action of just her just leaving was kind of like a blindside.
Do you feel like there's any opportunity for reconciliation or with your relationship? Do you feel like it's something that you'd like to repair or can repair?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's one thing that's been really hard, just in dealing with the whole situation. Just because, like we had just been fighting for the past couple of months, and it was kind of just one of those things. Like we were staying, like we thought about splitting up, but then we thought about the kids, and so we decided not to, and then just more like we just continued to get in these arguments with each other. And so I don't know. I think she's kind of a woman that, like, when she's made her mind, like she's made up her mind, and so I don't know. I think we've just been fighting about it. But like that's something that I would want, because like she is my wife and I do have deep feelings for her, and she has our 3 kids, and like I love my kids. I just been really busy and stuff like that, and I guess I've lost sight of it.
It sounds like you have a lot of important things going on. You said you're busy with work, or
yeah, busy with work and like and just like other activities. On the side, like I kind of help coaching like high school football, and so that's just something that I do as well. And so like, good solid, like 6 months of the year, I'm focused on, maybe even more, 6 to 7, like I'm kind of focused on that with the high school and just my job and stuff. And so I think she's kind of, the family has been feeling left out, I guess.
How long have you been doing the football thing?
I mean, my wife and I have been married for 11 years, and I've been kind of doing the football for about last like 5.
Okay.
5.5.
What kind of got you into it?
I think just, I've been involved in like football, like, all my life and stuff like that. And so one of my good friends kind of got hired as a head coach, and he needed somebody to kind of come in and help him out with with coaching a few of the positions. And so he asked me, and I kind of just accepted it because it sounded like because I know I have good experience and sounded like a good opportunity to, coach kids how to play football and stuff.
Did you play in your earlier days, or?
Yeah, I did. I played in high school and a little bit in college.
What did you play? What position?
So I played center and defensive end. And so like that's kind of, so I work with the offensive linemen.
That's a hard job.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I couldn't do that. People ask me if I'd play football, but I'm like, nah, I'm too much of a softie for that. So, but I love watching football. So is this something that you like passing on, like your knowledge to these kids?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's nice. It's given me, it's just because like I have all of my kids, we've been married for 11 years, and so, our oldest kid is 7, and because like of like the dangers and stuff like that with like football, we just don't want our son to start playing early, and so it kind of just fills that void of, I guess, of me wanting like my kids to play football. And so I know I enjoy it. It's kind of nice to get to relive the glory days, but just get to be out there and help kids and stuff.
That's cool. Sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you do that for like 6 months of the year?
Yeah, 5.5, 6 months, maybe even 7 really. Just, kind of during like football season, and then pretty much kind of like from, I don't know, probably like May to, about 6 months, May to like November.
It's a long time. And you said you also have another job besides that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I'm kind of like a sales representative for a medical company.
What do you sell? Like, machines?
We kind of do both. We sell machines and like, medical machines, as well as, like medical supplies.
What got you into that? That seems totally different than like football.
Just something like when after college, like I just kind of came in and just decided to like I got a job, and I worked at that company, and kind of worked as like a kind of like a kind of like a guy, like a sales coordinator. So, so it's like I just worked with like hospitals and clinics and stuff on supplies that they needed and kind of sold them those things, and then just kind of moved up in the program and just kind of taken over as kind of like a director of a department now. So.
Do you like what you're doing?
It's all right. Like the pay is nice, and so, but it's a job. Like it's not a terrible job. It's good. Like I just get to interact with people, which is nice. So.
Is there anything you'd rather be doing? Like, what would your dream job be?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I think, dream job definitely would have been like, I think, playing video games. No, I'm just kidding. I think probably like playing like a dream job would just kind of be, like having like my own company or something like that. Just I don't know what it would be, but I think that'd be nice to kind of be my own boss.
Kind of set your own schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe
work from home.
That way you could spend more time with your family.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That way I could just do more stuff like that. I think that'd be cool.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's hard, is being like an entrepreneur, but it sounds like even what your job is right now is hard.
Yeah.
Do you have like a lot of friends at work or colleagues that you get along with?
Yeah, there's a few. Typically, we're like my department isn't really huge. There's about 6 of us.
Okay.
And so we all seem to get along with each other pretty well. So.
Well, that's awesome. It sounds like you have some support, even going through this hard time right now. Do you do anything besides football and work for fun? Or that's helped you cope, I guess, during this kind of hard time?
I guess just I don't know. I think football is like a big part of it, big thing. And I think that's kind of something that helps me. Like I enjoy coaching, but I think just I like just for me, like just thing that kind of like helps is I think just playing with like my kids. So I think that's kind of fun. Like we have in our backyard, we have like a little like some playground set up and stuff like that. And so I like to kind of play with them and do whatever their imagination wants them to do. So
that's fun. Sounds like you want to be a good dad or trying to be a good dad.
Trying.
That's all anyone could ask us to do is try, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect. So, with therapy, and with today, and in general in this session, what would let you know at the end of our session today that this was a good investment of your time, that this was kind of worthwhile? What would that look like, or what would need to happen?
I think probably have my wife return my calls. I think that would be, I've been trying to, she's been gone. She just left this, about 5 days ago, and I've been trying to call her. I've tried to call her parents, but haven't heard anything. So I think just talking to my spouse, I think that'd be really good.
This sounds like a good goal to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe it was something we can work towards, but maybe also like helping you kind of get through what you're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's pretty rough having your wife and kids kind of not with you right now.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's hard.
Okay. So have you ever experienced a time like this before, like where you had to handle something like a situation this hard?
Like to this caliber?
Not, I guess not to the caliber, but just like maybe even something similar.
I don't know. I think a couple of years ago, my mom passed away, and that was kind of hard just because of grew up in a single parent household, and so like going through that experience, that was really hard, and that was something that made life pretty difficult at times.
How were you able to make it through that difficult time?
I think my wife is a big support for that. She just kind of helped me out and helped me not realize or focus on the negative things of that she's gone or anything like that, but just to enjoy the fact that I had her and also had her for so many years. There's that, but I don't know. I think that was a big thing, but other than that, like, don't really know or remember, what else. It's just kind of like a hard thing to go through, and I don't know. I think maybe I just pushed through. I guess pushed on.
But you made it through it.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like you're a lot of resiliency, and maybe that's something that we can help you with through this tough time until we can see what happens, hopefully with your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you have a lot of strengths. You're dedicated to your kids. You're dedicated to your work and to the football. Like I said, you're resilient. It sounds like you're doing a lot of good things in your life. So I just want to let you know I can see that, even if you may not see that in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But so with, I guess, how you're doing today, on a scale of 1 to 10, I guess where would you rate yourself in like how you're managing your life, with 1 being the absolute worst that anyone in the world could be, to 10 to being your optimal best? If you had to pick a number 1 through 10.
It's a weird question. I think probably like a 5.
5?
5, yeah.
What does a 5 look like to you?
I mean, kind of like just based upon like kind of like from what you did, like you said, like, so the 10 was like, the best, and then 1 was like pretty bad. And so I think I'm at like a 5, just kind of like right there in the middle, just because like I'm like on the verge of like experiencing it, like heading down towards the 1 with like my wife and that situation with the kids, and and then like but I've also like had moments where I felt like a 10, with my family, and so like right now, like it's kind of, I feel like I'm just at a 5 because I just don't know what's gonna happen moving forward.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think so.
So, with a 5 being kind of like in that middle ground, not knowing which way that things can churn, you don't want to like kind of tumble down to the 1. Is that kind of what I am hearing?
Yeah.
So, what if you came back next week and let's say you said, if I asked you the same question, you said, I'm a 6 this week. What would be different between then and now? What would be a difference in a 5 to a 6? Do you think?
Improvement. I think my spouse. I think what I, in response similar to kind of like what you asked earlier. I think just like being able to like communicate with hear from my wife and like from my kids. I think that would be an improvement to get me to a 6, just to get more information about what's going on and what's happening.
What about something that's, I guess, internal? So that's something external, like finding out about your kids or hearing about it. What would be different inside, what do you think, and how you're managing or coping?
I think I'd be happier than I feel like I am. Just feel a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like I'm just like really, I feel like I'm pretty down right now just because of like what happened, just coming home. Like, it's a sucky feeling when you come home from work and, like, like stuff's gone because my wife just left, and so that's really hard. But I think instead of kind of feeling where I'm at, I just feel a little bit better, I guess. Like internally, I have like a little bit happier, so to speak.
So like, what would you be doing if you're feeling a little bit happier?
Probably have a more positive attitude, I guess, than I do now.
Would your thoughts be different, or your actions, or if I was following you around with a video camera, not being creepy or anything, but following around, how would I know that you're being a 6 rather than a 5? Like, what would you be doing, or how would I be able to tell? Sorry, there's construction out there if you hear that.
I think I'd probably be more I think you'd see just like I'd probably have better body posture. I think you'd notice that. I think I'd probably have a few more smiles in the day than what I have. I think I'd just be a little bit happier. So just, yeah, kind of like what I said. I think you'd just be able to see a little bit more joy and excitement.
So kind of better body posture, feeling like you're enjoying life more. Would you be like smiling more or laughing, or would you be crying more? How do you experience happiness?
I think I would probably, I think I'd be laughing and having more of a better attitude, I guess. Just there'd be more excitement, a little bit more excitement and like happiness and stuff like that.
Okay. So we're almost out of time, but maybe something that we can work. I don't know. You tell me how you feel about this as a recommendation. But I'd like to meet with you next week if you're available.
Okay.
I want to see for you to think if there's what you've noticed between now and next week that would lead you from being a 5 to a 6. Just even like recognizing, looking inside, just noticing, not doing anything, but just seeing how you're feeling and seeing what makes you feel better or what makes you feel worse. Mm-hmm. And maybe we can take it from there next week, maybe see if you'd want to set some goals or see what is working for coping and seeing where we can go from there. Is that something that sounds like it'd be important to you or something that would work for you?
It sounds okay. Sounds manageable.
Manageable? I like manageable. Small, simple goals get us to where we want to be. So, but nice for you to come in today. Thanks for coming in, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.